Well, hello again, TikTok. Or not TikTok. YouTube. This week's video is actually starting. A little trip to Harbor Freight. Actually, I already made the trip. Just returning the cart. Did a little Black Friday shopping. Went ahead and took advantage of their early deals for Inside Track Club members. Got me another jack, a couple ammo boxes for the RC batteries, and a new polisher because, well, my old one's starting to take a crap. So, like I said, just got done doing some Black Friday shopping. Even though it's not Black Friday yet, they did a release, like, early a thing. So, starting this week, I'm going to try to change some things up a little bit on the channel. Not really what I'm doing, but how I'm doing it. I've been trying to watch some of the analytics on my older videos, and I'm realizing very quickly, the more I look, my videos are too long. Plain and simple. They're just too long. And I kind of knew that from the start. But I was making them I ramble too much. Which, cut and dry, I ramble way too much in my videos. So I'm going to try to cut some of that out. I know this right here isn't helping, but I feel the need to explain myself. So this video, once I get a chance to actually really start it, we are pulling the engine and transmission back out of the Corolla this week. I've got new transmission mounts, so the hope is that with some new transmission mounts I can get things to line up better. And with getting things to line up better means more stuff gets done. So, more things fit. So, you back there talking, baby? I got the little one in the back seat. She went shopping with me, and we're now headed to see Mom at her new job at the OOOO Riley's. So, yeah, so hopefully this week, I'm gonna try doing it. My goal for this video, since most of my videos are normally all over an hour, I would like to keep this one 45-ish minute range, is what I'm hoping for, after editing them. What? It's me? Yeah, that's me, isn't it? If you look real close, you can see you back there, too. At least I think I can. I don't know, I can't even see the screen right now. There's too much sun in my eyes. But yeah, that's the goal, is I'd like to try to get this one around 45 minutes and actually it be more geared toward what's going on with the car and not just me rambling about the car the whole time. What, baby? You want to stop and see Mom? Yeah. Silly girl. But yeah, so hopefully it'll be a good change. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm shutting up to where I'm actually doing something. So, well, as I think I mentioned before, the wife got a new job. She's at O'Reilly's now. We're already taking advantage of it. Got a new engine mount for the Corolla that we're going to use today. And got a new battery for the Cadillac. I'm really liking her discount. I can see this causing me a lot of issues with buying a lot of things. But, as I said before, today's goal is to change the engine mounts in the Corolla. Now, originally I had said the plan was to drop the engine and crossmember and everything back out of the Corolla. And someone has left because, well, I told her she couldn't drag her truck down the side of the car. She got mad and went inside. So, originally, my plan was I was going to drop the whole subframe, engine, transmission, everything out so I could try to change the mounts and put it all back in. Kind of changed my mind. I don't want to do it that way unless I have to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the rear mount. Because if I can do that one with it in the car, I can do this one with it in the car. Shouldn't be a problem. This one's definitely easy. I've done this one several times in the car. With everything I got changed. It's the back one I don't know if I can do. So we're going to find out. Before I even try pulling all this out, I'm going to go ahead and get the car jacked up a little higher. Get it on a little taller jack stand what it's currently on. So I've got more room to work underneath and go from there. That's the goal anyway. I don't know if I'm going to bring you guys along for the rear motor mount to start with, but I'll bring you down there once I figure out for sure what's going on. Or you guys are going to see me cut to dropping the engine and transmission out. One of the two. We'll figure that out here in a couple seconds. Not something I'd exactly recommend doing, cutting a chunk out of your cross member, but the transmission, or not the transmission, but the oil pan is hitting right here in this spot. So I am, see right there's the witness mark from it. I'm trying to make room for that to be able to slot in there a little bit. I will eventually come back in and plate that in and weld it shut to add some of the strength back in, but for the minute, and that's partially because this is actually a really easy part to take back off, even once the engine's in the car and the whole suspension's back on. This is the very bottom, so it's easy to just rip it right back out. But that being said, normally would not recommend this. I'm only doing it because, well, that hulking thing needs as much room as it can get. And it's stopping me from getting this front this front engine mount lined up. So, doing what I can to make it work. Like I said, I'm not even 100% sure yet that's going to be enough. I really don't want to go much lower. I really don't want to go much farther. I'd care less about going lower than I would farther. I don't want to go any more into it, because then I'm starting to take a lot of strength away from it. As long as it still has one of those two curves, I'm not too worried about it, even if I did leave it open like this. But yeah. Alright, whole rear motor mount is in. Working on rehanging the cross member now. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the K member back up in place and get all the bolts back in and start figuring out where exactly we're at with mounts from there. Because after that, the next one will be this front mount. But I'm not doing anything with it until this is back together. Just because it won't do me any good to do anything here if that's not done. So, one step at a time. I'm going to try to set something up so I can actually record some of this too. But with two jacks, me, K member, cross member, and everything, I don't know if I'm going to get it all to fit in frame. So, we will see. more notching on the cross member than I wanted to. I now have this one lined up. I have the back one lined up. The problem is now this one doesn't line up. So I'm working on getting it to line up better. The engine does look like it's sitting a little cockeyed in the engine bay at the moment, but that's because of the fact that it's not bolted to everything else. I think with this notched a little bit, I drilled out those holes to hopefully get it this way a little bit more, which, I mean, we'll shift it that way, which should help this one a little bit, because I think I bent this mount, because this gap was not here before, and it's now got a pretty sizable gap. So I'm hoping by doing that, I can get that mount to line back up and get the whole thing to drop together, and life will be good. And then all I got to do is figure out this one. But for the minute, I got to go get cleaned up and go help the wife go grocery shopping. So off we go. All right, we're back at it again. I got to find a different bolt for over here. That bolt's not correct. Having a hard time finding the right one. Don't know why. Excuse me. But here it is. It's sitting on 3 of the 4 mounts. This one I need to build. Haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to do yet for this. I think it's going to be just probably some form of just angle iron coming up with a bolt going through it. Nothing crazy, nothing hard. Just simple and to the point. I just got to get the stuff to do it. I have some square tube down there I might try to cut up to do it, because I think that's going to be what's going to work best. But I got to get that far. That's probably going to be tomorrow morning, me doing that and getting that mount done. But it's on 3 of the 4. I did have to do some fuckery to make it work, but it works. Basically, I had to space that mount down, and I had to space this mount up to get everything to line up. Next thing is going to be is dropping the intake on and seeing if the intake clears. Which I don't think it's going to do. I think the intake is still going to hit. I do have the option, even though I don't want to do it, of going to the single throttle body setup, which is slightly smaller. Oh, this is a lot of intake to do with one hand. Oofta. Thing is heavy. Hang on. Let's see, can you guys set there? Nope, yet, nope. Nope. Ah. Dang it. Oh, hey. We have clearance. We have clearance. It'll bolt on and down, I think. And just barely clear. Oof. Now when I bring the front down a little bit, the back will come up and I think have a little bit more clearance. I may just flatten out part of that and give myself that little extra wiggle room. But voila. We're back where we started at the beginning of the video. And I didn't drop the engine out. I didn't have to. Amazingly. It probably would have been easier if I would have. We're not going to talk about that though. Because I'm at this point now again. So let me see. Can I find the bolts for the... Where are those? Because Allen head bolts. Yeah, they're going to be... They are, again, more of the very specific bolts that I have lost track of. So... Well, this is fun. One moment while I try to find these bolts. So, put a temporary bolt in, and then immediately found the correct ones. But, putting the one in has shown us I've got, I mean, there's theoretically space there. I think you can fit a piece of paper between the two. You can see daylight between them if you squint. I think it's, let's see here. Yeah, see, there's space. Kinda. Not enough. Oh, she's gonna be a smart ass. But it drags.
You have just
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So I guess I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning now. I am going to beat part of that into submission with a hammer. Make it look not pretty, that's for damn sure. And then figure this whole mount scenario out. I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing with that one yet. But I'm getting close. I also think I see another issue, but we're not going to talk about that tonight.
3 mounts are connected.
Yeah.
So, that's a plus side.
Yeah, that's closer than I've been. I was only realistically at 2 to start with. So I'm farther ahead than I was. And the motor even looks like it's setting level, so that's given the jack's holding up that end, but that's the hold up that end to make it set level. And it's not touching the cross member. The first time I romp on it, it's going to make contact, but that's a later Curtis problem. That's not a right now Curtis problem. We'll let him deal with that later.
Uh-huh.
And I'll bitch about it then. But hey.
And in that time frame, it'll be, why the fuck didn't I fix it when I had the chance?
Well, you know. Shh. Can I help you? Shh.
She says, shh, I want to watch that.
We gotta be quiet. Dad is filming. You want to watch Dino Trucks? Well, we're not staying out here that much longer, baby. So, can you settle for Dino Trucks inside?
Can we go cuddle and watch Dino Trucks?
No. I get you want Dino Trucks out here, but we're not watching Dino Trucks out here. We're gonna go watch Dino Trucks inside. Yeah, Dino Trucks inside.
You ready to go watch Dino Trucks?
Dino Trucks inside. Rawr. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're not doing much today, so I figured to come out and get some more done. The plan for today is to make this engine mount. Well, I got the actual rubber part of the mount bolted down to the car. The original plan was I have a chunk of this that I cut out of that pipe right there. And I was going to use this. Set it down in there. My God, you couldn't get the spacing any better if I was hoping for it. The problem is the height. I need it to be up about that high. I'm really not comfortable spacing it that much. So I've been looking around, trying to figure out what am I going to use to space that up or make something completely different out of. I was looking in the side room, and I've got a pair of my grandpa's old jack stands that he made for putting together or for working on his old diesel trucks. I've hung on to them for a long time because, my God, are they stable. But I've got these big things sitting around, and they're already overkill for everything I do. These things are so overkill I never use them because while they're stable, they're incredibly hard to move around. And, I mean, as far as like spacing and thickness goes, pretty sure it's a little taller, so I'd have to trim it down some. Yeah, it's a little bit taller. But I've got all the height that I could work with to get this as tall as I want. So, as much as I hate the idea of doing it, what I think is going to happen is I'm going to just kind of zip it off straight here and zip it off up here and whittle me a mount down out of it, even though it's not what I want to do. I don't want to cut these up. I don't have anything else. I could wait for another day, but I want to get this done now. And like I said, I never use these. And even if I cut it off straight across from there, I mean, these things, this is still stupid stable. So I guess it's not really hurting a ton. It's just going to make me feel bad. But I think Grandpa would understand the cause. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cut out of there, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm actually setting it into the car and seeing what's going on. I've gotten to a point where I don't much care for using grinders and stuff on video. It never looks good. It just, I don't like it. That, and it puts the phone presumably in harm's way. So, all right, back in a minute. Oh, nothing quite like cutting the piece you need to realize you cut the wrong damn side. So I gotta say, that didn't turn out so bad so far, especially considering I used the Sawzall to cut that. Like, I have never cut anything with that Sawzall and went, damn, that cut good. And I've only really ever cut exhaust pipe with it and gotten frustrated with it because it wasn't working. And then I'd end up trying to figure out, can I fit the grinder in here? Giving up on the grinder and going back to just being irritated with the Sawzall. This took me literally a third of the time to do with the Sawzall as it did the grinder. What the fuck? That is a damn good Sawzall blade. I'm going to buy more of those. Those are really good. There you go. Always buy good Sawzall blades. Good Sawzall blades work. I never realized I was buying that bad of Sawzall blades before, because that's the first I've used that one. Awesome. I like it. Like, you know what? Actually, it worked pretty good on the crossmember yesterday too. Yeah. Good. What brand are those? They're Linux. Always hungry. Damn straight they are. These things work fucking good for thick metal. So I would say, good job, Linux. Those are freaking awesome. All right. So now the next thing is I gotta do is I gotta figure out, do I have a drill bit that works? I wonder, can I drill a hole with a Sawzall blade? No, I can't. I can make notches with the Sawzall blade. No. I gotta find a drill bit to make my pilot holes and then drill them out with a step bit. So, all right. That'll be the next fun part. This one will be easy to mark. It's the other two I'm a little bit concerned with. Give me a minute. All right, well, we now know the location of 2 of our 3 holes. I took some just green painter's tape that I dropped on the floor. Cleaned up that mounting surface just so I knew it'd stick well. Put some of it down. Took a razor blade. Went around it, cut out the holes. So now I have those. I'm going to get those drilled out, and I will probably oversize them just a titch. Just a touch. So I know they're going to fit. That'll give me a little bit of wiggle room as well. And then I will get this hole right here figured out. Next question is whether or not I got a drill bit that's actually going to drill through this stuff. So, time to get those dug out and found. Alright, first 2 holes are drilled. I've got that one marked. I'm actually going to try to drill this one on camera. So, wish me luck on that. And with that, boys and girls, she's mounted in the car. Like, let me move this out of the way. That is supporting its own weight. That is mounted. This is in the car. So, hopefully not a long video, but a relatively productive video. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad to finally be able to say this thing is really swapped. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to tackle next time. If it's about this, it's going to probably be putting the front suspension back together. That way I can get it down on the ground and work on it a little easier. It could be something else. I'm not sure. We'll see. Could be something car related. Could be something RC related. It is getting that time of year where I start messing with more RCs. And I've got some projects to do there too. So, we'll see what happens. But, thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, like the video if you could. You know, I'm sure you guys watch enough other videos, you know the whole spiel. I'd like to see this channel grow. I'd like to do more with it. I'm over on TikTok as well. That channel is doing great. I would like to see this gain the traction that has. We'll see what happens though. So, until next time, remember, it's not about the destination. It's about the adventure. Get out, work on your junk, have some fun. Get something done. I feel like I did something today. Good times. See you guys later.